Good day, dear Professor Magaji and other distinguished professors and doctors of Sustainable Development Center, University of Abuja. My name is Odunze Pius Okechukwu, and I'm here to present my research work on the exploration of the impacts of biogas adoption as a clean cooking fuel on energy poverty in Nigeria, a case study of FCT Abuja. Introductions to background to the study. Despite Nigerians' abundant renewable energy resources, the country still faces severe and pervasive energy deficit, which impacts about 200 million of our citizens. Particularly troublesome is the frequent grid collapses, which leads to prolonged outages, and this exacerbates the already existing problem. This was by research in 2025 by DataFight. Because of this pervasive energy condition, Nigerians have been forced to seek for alternative sources of energy, especially biomass, which is wood, charcoal for cooking, and also fossil fuel like kerosene, also for cooking. And this leads to air pollution with its attendant respiratory illnesses. This is particularly troublesome for women and children who are more exposed to this kind of cooking. And this method also impacts Nigerians' commitment to net zero emission by 2060. Therefore, this study proposes the use of biomass as alternative energy for cooking, which is generated through the anaerobic digestion of diverse organic waste materials, such as agricultural residues, animal manure, municipal solid waste, and human, etc. This offers a clean alternative for powering lives, especially for cooking, with its immense benefits, such as 1. Alignment with SDGs 3, 6, 7, and 13, which talk about good health and well-being, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, and climate action. Clean cooking also leads to a healthier, sustainable alternative to biomass, which reduces air pollution with associated diseases. On the environment, the use of biogas for cooking improves waste management, captures the release of potent greenhouse gas like methane, and the digestate that is left can also be used for biofertilizer production. But there remains challenges to biomass adoption, and this includes the initial high cost of installing the digesters. We have policy and regulatory gaps, limited public awareness about biomass, and also we have shortages in technical expertise for the use of biomass. However, there still is an opportunity for FCT Abuja to adopt this source of energy, as it has a critical urban center with rapidly expanding population and high organic waste generation, which allows for examination of biomass in an urban context for clean cooking, waste management, and sustainable development, even across diverse socio-economic strata. Statement of the problem. Despite Nigerians' vast energy resources, like we stated before, a significant portion of FCT residents suffer from severe energy poverty, marked by unreliable access to grid electricity and overwhelming reliance on expensive, polluting, and ineffective alternatives such as fuel, diesel, petrol for generators, and also traditional biomass for cooking. Households and businesses incur exorbitant costs for self-generated electricity, diverting significant income. About 25% of household income is spent on energy. This deepens poverty within the populace. Biogas energy is a promising, sustainable solution for clean cooking and decentralized electricity, with technical viability from organic waste that is abundant in Abuja. Existing research lacks specific empirical evidence on biogas effectiveness in improving energy access reducing polluting cooking fuels, and also mitigating health and environmental consequences for FCT residents, especially regarding the socioeconomic factors which influence the sustained adoption of biogas. This research work will address this critical gap by investigating the tangible impacts of biogas energy adoption, specifically as an enhanced clean cooking fuel, and mitigating energy poverty in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Objectives of the study. This study aims to assess the current state and drivers of energy poverty among households in the FCT Abuja, to identify the potential for biogas feedstock availability and the feasibility of biogas production from various organic waste sources within the FCT Abuja. It also aims to examine the socioeconomic benefits derived by households and communities from the adoption of biogas energy systems in the FCT Abuja. It also evaluates the environmental impacts of biogas energy adoption in terms of waste management and greenhouse gas emission reduction within the FCT Abuja. It will identify the key enablers and barriers to the widespread adoption of biogas energy technology within the FCT Abuja. Significance of the study. This study offers substantial benefits for various stakeholders. For households and communities in FCT Abuja, it will offer potential cost savings from switching to biogas, providing clear evidence of reduced financial burden from the use of fossil fuels and traditional biomass. For government and policymakers, it will provide concrete data on biogas effectiveness in an urban context, guiding the development of targeted renewable energy policies and strategies. For the environmental organizations and climate change advocates, it will provide strong empirical evidence on environmental benefits such as reduced methane emission, improved air quality, sustainable waste management. This will strengthen advocacy efforts for renewable energy and stricter environmental regulations. For the academic community and researchers, it will fill a critical knowledge gap by providing an in-depth analysis of biogas adoption and its specific impact on energy poverty within an urban Nigerian context, such as Abuja, which is an under-researched area. Scope of the study. This study will specifically cover the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja alone, and also we have content issues that we also cover, such as current state and drivers of energy poverty among FCT residents, potential for biogas feedstock availability, and feasibility of production from organic waste sources in FCT. It will also cover the socioeconomic benefits derived by households and communities from biogas systems, to measure the environmental impact of biogas adoption on waste management, greenhouse gas emission reduction, which particularly methane. Methane is a more potent greenhouse gas that's emitted through unmanaged waste. Key enablers and drive and barriers to the widespread adoption of biogas energy technology in FCT will also be covered. Methodology, design, population, and sample size. The research design will adopt the mixed methods approach, which is the convergent parallel design, employing both quantitative and qualitative components that will be integrated to gather numerical data, such as energy consumption, the expenditures, and also the perceived impacts of the adoption of biogas as a cooking fuel. And it will also involve in-depth interviews with key stakeholders. Population and sample size. All households in FCT Abuja experiencing energy poverty or potential households that will use biogas energy that are currently relying on biomass stroke generators will be captured. Quantitative size sample will be about 400 households for the survey, and this will be derived using the Gaussian formula to determine the number of households for the survey. The qualitative sample size will be about 20 purposely selected participants for in-depth interviews. This will comprise experts, sustainable development experts, biogas generation experts, and also community leaders and selected households that will adopt the biogas energy. Ethical considerations such as informed consent, anonymity, data protection, and authorizations will be strictly adhered to. Expected outcomes. This study is expected to provide detailed energy poverty profile. That's an empirical understanding of specific energy sources, consumption patterns, expenditures, and socio-economic health burdens of the use of non-renewable energies in FCT Abuja. Also, biogas potential and feasibility will be looked at, realistic evaluation of organic waste feedstock, and technical feasibility of decentralized biogas production in FCT. Quantify and qualitative benefits. We have quantified qualitative benefits, evidence of socioeconomic, that's in terms of cost savings, in terms of health benefits and time savings, and also environmental, in terms of waste reduction, greenhouse gas mitigation, and also it will study the impacts of biogas adoption. It will identify enablers and barriers, pinpointing policy, financial, technical, and social factors affecting biogas adoption in an urban Nigerian context. It will provide evidence-based policy recommendations for actionable proposals for government and stakeholders to promote widespread biogas adoption in FCT and similar urban centers across Nigeria. Contribution to SDGs. It will directly support our aspiration for SDG 7, affordable and clean energy, and indirectly contribute to SDG 3, good health, SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, and also SDG 13 on climate action. Methods of data analysis. Descriptive statistics such as frequencies, percentages, means, standard deviations will be used to analyze data collected on demographics, on consumption, on expenditure, on energy, poverty, and so on. Inferential statistics, the use of analysis of variance and ANOVA to test relationships between variables. Regression analysis, predicting outcomes by independent variables. Chi-square tests that we used for association between categorical variables. And also it will employ thematic analysis for transcribed interviews to field notes using qualitative software such as statistical package for the social sciences software SPSS. Conclusion. In conclusion, this study is vital for addressing the critical knowledge gap on the tangible impact of biogas energy adoption on FCT residents. It also provides comprehensive understanding by employing a robust mixed methods approach. It will provide comprehensive localized evidence that integrates statistical insights with lived experiences. Actionable insights. This research will provide findings that will directly inform targeted interventions, attract necessary investments, and guide effective strategies for scaling up biogas solutions. It will work towards a sustainable future by ultimately aiming to genuinely contribute to a more sustainable and equitable energy future for urban Nigerians, and also to align with national development goals and global sustainable development goals. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you again, sir.